Liverpool rocked by shock twists on and off the pitch. Don't miss a second. Subscribe now for instant Reds updates, exclusives, and breaking alerts.
News headline: Liverpool news. 15-year-old Wonderkid trains with first team as £2.8 million package confirmed. Liverpool will take on Manchester City in the Premier League on Sunday as Arne Slot's team look to drag themselves back into the Premier League's top four. Liverpool will return to Premier League action on Sunday in a game which could prove pivotal for both the title race and Champions League battle. Arne Slot saw his team claim a first league win of 2026 last time out, as the Reds beat Newcastle 4-1 at Anfield, but they still only sit sixth in the table. Weekend opponents Manchester City won the reverse fixture 3-0 at the Etihad Stadium, despite Erling Haaland seeing an early penalty saved by Georgi Mamardashvili. They dropped points against Tottenham last time out, though, and find themselves 6 points adrift of league leaders Arsenal with 14 matches remaining this season. Transfer deadline day has been and gone without Liverpool adding to their ranks immediately, though Jeremy Jacquet will join in the summer. City have been busier, with new signings Antoine Semenyo and Marc Guehi both expected to play a part on Sunday. Away from the immediate action, Liverpool's Wonderkid production line has remained in the headlines. Here's our latest from around Anfield. Achebe training with first team. There was an unfamiliar face in Liverpool's first-team training session ahead of the Manchester City game. Joshua Achebe only turned 15 in July, but has a high reputation on Merseyside already and was spotted joining the senior squad in the lead-up to Sunday's game, though there's no guarantee he'll be thrown into a matchday squad just yet. The teenage winger has scored 5 goals in just 8 league appearances for Liverpool's under-18s this season. His form earned him a USEA Youth League debut in midweek against Žilina, where he became the Reds' youngest ever player in the competition. In November, it was reported that Liverpool faced a battle to keep hold of Achebe amid interest from Chelsea and Arsenal. Chelsea previously saw a teenage talent move in the other direction, with Rio Ngumoha moving to Merseyside in 2024. Arne Slot has named teenagers in his matchday squads on plenty of occasions already this season. Ngumoha was among the unused substitutes for last week's victory over Newcastle, along with fellow England youth internationals Amara Nallo and Trey Nyoni. Only 3 15-year-olds have ever played Premier League football, 2 of them for Arsenal. Ethan Nwaneri became the youngest ever player in the competition when he made his Arsenal debut in 2022, with fellow Gunners star Max Dowman and Leicester starlet Jeremy Munga the others to debut before turning 16. Ngumoha compensation ruling. Liverpool will have to pay Chelsea a minimum of £2.8 million in compensation for Rio Ngumoha. According to The Athletic, a tribunal awarded the 7-figure sum, and it could climb by an additional £4 million. The young winger came through Chelsea's academy, but moved to Anfield in the summer of 2024 when he turned 16. The potential additional payments are performance and contract related, while Chelsea will be entitled to 20% of any sale. London-born starlet Rio Ngumoha was already playing for the Blues under-18 side at the age of 15. He made his professional debut with Liverpool in last season's FA Cup and scored on his Premier League debut against Newcastle in August. He has also played twice in this season's Champions League and earned praise from the manager. Rio can finish so well for his age. I did hear someone say afterwards in the dressing room he would have taken a first touch, but he's so confident. For his age, he's a really good finisher, the manager said after his late winner at St. James's Park.
News headline: Mohamed Salah problem for Arne Slot as last 3 months at Liverpool claim drops. Mohamed Salah's future at Liverpool continues to be a topic of speculation, with the forward's contract expiring at the end of next season. Arne Slot has been told why it could be Mohamed Salah's final season with Liverpool, with the Reds' head coach given a warning about life without the Egyptian in the squad. Salah's future at Anfield has been the subject of intense speculation for the last 18 months, particularly before the forward signed an extension last season. Salah put pen to paper on a 2-year extension which runs until the end of the 2026-27 season, meaning he has entered the final 18 months of his deal. The 33-year-old has struggled this season to rediscover the same goal-scoring form from previous campaigns, which has seen him etch his name into Liverpool folklore. A total of 6 goals across all competitions, including just 4 in the Premier League, has led to speculation that an exit could be on the cards in the summer. Salah was recently unavailable for more than a month for Liverpool, while he featured for Egypt at the Africa Cup of Nations, but has since returned to feature in the last 4 games for his club. The January transfer window saw rumors that Salah could leave Liverpool to move to the Saudi Pro League, and even though deadline day has passed, there are still rumors that a departure from Anfield could happen at the end of the season. Former Liverpool and Chelsea forward Joe Cole has explained why he thinks Salah will leave the Reds at the end of the campaign, and why he believes the forward creates a problem for head coach Slot. The first 30 minutes of the Newcastle game, Liverpool were taken apart. It could have been 2-0, Cole said in an interview with Paddy Power. After that, they were sublime. I think the problem for Arne Slot is Mo Salah. Hugo Ekitike looks like he's the type of player that would benefit from having a starring role, but when Mo plays, the ball goes to him all the time because he's been so good. This will be the last 3 months at Liverpool for Mo Salah. I think he'll leave at the end of the season and walk out with being an all-time great at the club. Going forward, Arne Slot is going to have to find somewhere to adjust the system of how his team play.
News headline: Jamie Carragher drops major Pep Guardiola theory before Liverpool as clues mount up. Jamie Carragher has given his verdict on Pep Guardiola leaving Man City ahead of the Premier League clash between the Etihad Club and Liverpool this weekend. Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher believes Pep Guardiola has dropped the biggest indication yet that he will leave Manchester City at the end of the season. Guardiola is nearing a decade at the helm at the Etihad Stadium, and he is currently preparing his side to face the Reds in the Premier League this weekend. Arne Slot's side find themselves 6th in the table, 8 points behind City, who are 2nd in the overall standings. Guardiola's current contract with City extends until the summer of 2027, meaning he still has nearly 18 months remaining on the agreement he signed back in November 2024. Despite this, there have been ongoing rumors about Guardiola's future, with the speculation increasing after reports earlier in the season linked Enzo Maresca as his potential successor at the Etihad, reports the Manchester Evening News. And Carragher supporters are currently watching his last dance in the Premier League, as his time at City looks set to end at the end of the season. Pep Guardiola is the greatest football coach of all time, and we should cherish every remaining minute of his Premier League career, Carragher wrote in The Telegraph. It feels like we are watching Guardiola's last dance in England. The clues are mounting up, pointing to the idea that he will end his Manchester City reign at the end of this season, with succession plans being formulated and his club's recent transfer activity smacking of his hierarchy doing everything in its power to ensure he leaves with another trophy. If an announcement is imminent before May, Guardiola's peerless contribution to elevating Premier League standards must and will be acknowledged. He is the number one. Carragher also outlined why Guardiola and City might be conscious of how Jurgen Klopp announced his Liverpool exit 2 years ago, saying, "Such a tribute will seem premature if Guardiola stays at City for another season, but the reluctance to confirm or deny his plans naturally creates suspicion a change is imminent. If he has decided to go, it is a dilemma knowing how to handle such a transition." Jurgen Klopp issued a mid-season statement when leaving Liverpool, which caused a debate as to whether the emotional impact was a help or hindrance in the last few months. Before he went on, like his great Premier League rival Klopp, there is a sense in the last few seasons of Guardiola feeling a responsibility to leave behind a reconstructed side for a successor, rather than having his replacement start again. Guardiola was quizzed about his future at the Etihad earlier in the season, amid rumors that Maresca could be his successor, with the City manager referring to the duration left on his contract to dismiss the rumors. The last 3 or 4 years, every time someone asks me that question, sooner or later, when I'm 75 or 76, I will quit City, Guardiola said back in December. I understand the question, but I have 18 months left and I'm so delighted. That question happens every season and I'm okay. There are no discussions. End of the subject. I will not be here eternal here. None of us will be forever in this world, but there are no discussions. What is going to happen will happen, and the club has to be prepared for everything. The club has to be prepared, but that subject is not on the table right now. I'm here. What's going to happen, who knows? But if I have 10 years on my contract, or 6 months, football changes a lot. Now I'm focused on West Ham and go for a few days with my dad, and that's all. Come back for Nottingham and Sunderland and Brighton and Chelsea.
News headline: Marc Guehi's new message to Liverpool over failed transfer as Man City showdown awaits. Marc Guehi says he is looking forward to facing Liverpool in the first meeting with Manchester City since his failed Anfield move. The former Crystal Palace stopper was on the verge of joining the Reds in the summer transfer window, and they come up against their former target when Manchester City visit Anfield on Sunday. The former Crystal Palace stopper was on the verge of joining the Reds in the summer transfer window before the South London club pulled the plug on the deal. Guehi has since visited Anfield with Oliver Glasner's side in the Carabao Cup. However, Sunday's meeting with Liverpool will be the first since his January move to the Northwest. The Premier League champions were intent on waiting until the summer to reignite their interest in the 25-year-old stopper when his contract was due to expire. However, City entered the race and made their move, signing the England international for a reported £20 million in order to address their defensive struggles, as Arne Slot's side decided that the finances were not feasible. Liverpool are facing a crucial battle in their push for Champions League qualification, and the visit of City marks another must-win in their final 14 Premier League fixtures. Manchester United and Chelsea kick off before the two English juggernauts lock horns at Anfield on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. Guehi dismissed any extra significance on the trip across East Lancashire Road, as he insists his failed move to Liverpool holds no extra significance. He told Sky Sports, "I just feel like this is the place for me to improve. Just being here for 2 minutes, it feels like I've learned so much from every single person, the players, the staff, and the manager. I feel like I've been filled with so much knowledge, and it's exactly what I've been wanting for so long. It's great." It depends how the type of person you are, how you deal with different situations. For me, I just like to be in the background. My face being everywhere isn't nice. You're at the football club, so of course football is on. My face is there. It's fine, because I've got good people around me. I just want to do my job. Asked about the failed move to Liverpool and ending up at City, he added, "I've said in previous interviews that it wasn't up to me, it was God's plan, and God's plan has been in full fruition, so I'm just looking forward to playing a game, playing a top opposition and a great environment, do the best I can to get a win." Liverpool did make a defensive addition in the window, but will have to wait until the summer for the move to be completed after winning the race to sign Jeremy Jacquet. Slot admitted that they tried to strengthen last month, but to no avail. He said, "I think I've said that we've tried to strengthen the squad, so that probably tells you I wanted players, and I don't think I was the only one who wanted that. But it's always about availability and the right player. We do have discussions about what is good for the short and for the long term of the club, and now, for example, Jeremy Jacquet wasn't available for the winter, but he was for the summer. We've made a decision to sign him because we think he's a really good signing for the future of this club. I'm very happy with the squad, let that be clear, but it's all clear and obvious that we have 3 long-term injuries, Bradley, Leone, and Alexander Isak. That's why we've tried to strengthen the squad in winter break, and the player you mentioned, Geertruida, in the end wasn't available. But we've tried to strengthen the squad, that is clear, and that tells you that we think that it would have helped us. But it should be possible that we're not going to sign players that are not good enough to play for this club.